All right. So today I'm going to show you about how you can create a project file. Okay. So in the first class, I have shared about project files, and today I will show you how you can create it. So first of all, you need to go with this file. Go to this file tab. I hope this file tab is visible and all these properties of this. Uh, Here you can see this project option. If you follow my mouse, is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you. So here you have the option create default. So you will get the default structure from 3ds Max. Now you have to define where you want to locate it. So accordingly we'll have it. So either you can go to desktop, and if there is any folder structure, if it is created, that you can choose. So I'm here selecting, you can give it a any name. So here I'm giving like demo 3ds Max. You can give your residential project or whatever project name will be. You can give the, and then select that folder, and that is created. Now if I go to desktop, and you will see it. Okay, so let me go to the desktop, demo 3ds Max, and here you have. Okay, so this is the default structure which is created just right now. And when you will be saving it, when you will be saving your file, so it will be placed or saved in the right folder. So all the model objects will be saved in the scenes folder. And if you have imported any files, so those will be saved in the import folder. And all the materials is created will be saved in the material libraries, and all accordingly will be saved in the right folder. Okay, so everything will be sorted. And if you need to share the project file, so those will be shared properly within this folder. Okay, everything will be saved. As you save your 3ds Max file, those all the files will be saved within these folders. So you don't have to worry about that. So first you will be creating this project folder. Okay. After defining your project folder and the path, you will be start creating your project. Okay. So as I have mentioned in the first class that you will be mostly using it for the visualization purpose. So if you have created any file, like either it can be your Revit file or in AutoCAD. So here I will be importing one file. So go to this import option. Here you can either go to this import, or you can go with the specific. You want to link the Revit file or the FBX format. So FBX format is for 3ds Max. That is a common format. Suppose if you are importing any SketchUp file, so for that, there you need to convert it into FBX. If you are importing any other software files which doesn't support here, so from that software you have to save it in FBX format, then only you can import it here. So go to this import option and you can choose the file and you can simply import it. Okay, and suppose if you have any 3D file, so for that you can go to import, and you can go for link AutoCAD, and you can see that either you can go for link AutoCAD or the link Revit, and you will have it. Okay, so let me quickly import one file. Either you can go with the import, Let me go for it. Click on open. Okay, and you just select what are the options you require. If you need all these layers, you can have it. You are skipping all the frozen layers, or if you want to select from the list, so then you will be unchecking or checking these. So I don't need this, and any spline rendering if you require. So about that, I will discuss it today about the splines and 2D geometry shapes, how you can create it here. So just click on OK, and it's being imported. And here you can see this is imported, right? Let me go for maximize, Alt W, and this is imported. Okay. Now you see that all the materials are not coming properly, right? All the materials are not coming properly. There are some distortion. So how you can fix this? If you have materials added into your model, so how you can fix it? So I will undo it. So right now undo option is not working. So what I'll do, I will delete this. So for that, let me go to this manage link option and check if any files are there. No, right? So I will delete it, Z enter. And now rather than using this import option, I will go with this external reference. So we have the external reference option. So for that, I can go to this manage link and then go to this attach option. So this is a single window where you can attach, you can link a file, you can manage those links. So I hope you have already seen the example in AutoCAD as well. There you will find the same option, external reference. I hope you have already explored that, right? Yes or no? External
Yes,
reference?
sir.
Yes. So the same option, I hope you can easily identify. So go to the file option, and if I go to that same folder location, and then I will be choosing this file. And here you can see that I'll be getting this light as well. So click on open, and here if you want to rescale it, so you can do that. Okay, so do uncheck the rescale uh, because if it is not matching, then it will be rescaled. Your importing file and your current 3dsmax unit doesn't match, so then you should check rescale, so it will be rescaled here as per your current 3dsmax file unit. Okay, now let's go for the preset. So you are importing your AutoCAD files, right? So for that, go to this AutoCAD drawing, and there you have DWG saved from AutoCAD or AutoCAD architecture, DWG saved, exported from Revit. What kind of DWG it is? So it is a DWG file saved from AutoCAD, that is the preset, and you need to modify. Okay, so here we have some auto smooth option, and if you want to enable the rendering option, so you can enable the rendering. So you will know about these things in detail later. Just I'm checking these options, and if you have any spline rendering that you can do with the radial or rectangular, if it is there, so any spline will be formed into rectangular shape, so that you can do. We have some basic settings. So here we have some curve steps. So all the curves when I had imported previously, you have seen that the curves are not shown properly. You were seeing those curved shapes in distorted forms. So here you can give the right value to have the proper curves. Okay, and maximum surface deviation for 3D solids. So how much uh, surface deviation you need for the 3D solids? So keep it as minimum value, so that will be fine for you. And what are the things you want to include? If you have any hatch external reference in AutoCAD also, that you can include. So I'll be just including lights, and if you have any sun and sky, that if you want to include, that you can check also. But as I have the interior project, so I don't need that sun and sky to add here. And UCS grids if you want to add, so that is not necessary. Okay, so let's click on. So I have saved this preset with this preset values. It will be attached here. Now let's go for attach here and click on this attach this file. So the light will be converted into 3ds Max light. So here I will check on yes option. Okay, and you have this manage link window, so you can minimize or close it later. You also can open it up. So I had camera created in my AutoCAD scene, and now you see that we are getting these curves properly. And this is a glass jar and glass. Okay, so we are getting everything properly, right? And this is created in AutoCAD, and as per the AutoCAD materials also, we are getting it here. That's right. And we have the cameras. As we have the cameras, so I can go to the camera one. So this is the camera one view. I will later show you how you can place cameras, and you can go to camera two. So here we have this camera views. So for camera views, we have the shortcut C, and then you can choose from the list. This is camera two. Okay, and after this, you can add your materials here. So here you can make the materials better. You see the material which are placed here, those are not photorealistic, right? Those are matching the right material, but those are not photorealistic. So for that, we also have material options, and we will be creating all the materials. Okay. So later I will show you that also about the materials. So now you understand that how you import your files, and if you are just importing 2D files, so for that you can go with the normal import option. And if you are importing 3D files, which consists 3D datas and all the models, cameras, materials, these are available, then go for attach or external reference. Okay, so here also you have this external reference objects. Uh, Better you go with the manage link, and there you can go for it. So right after attaching it, if you want to manage, so go to the file tab, and there it is. So if you want to detach it, so you can go for it or not detach. And now you see that this is still as external file, right? So you have the bind option. Similarly, you got it in AutoCAD. So here also you can go for bind and to make it part of your 3ds Max file. Okay. Now you go back to perspective. So for that you have shortcut P, and now you can see it. Okay. So this is how we do it. I hope you understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So we have this light. You can see this light. We will render it later after giving all the materials and uh, applying all the details properly. So later I will show you how you can render this. When we will learn about the materials and all. So let me go to new all. If you want to open it with a template, so you can go with the template. I will not save it. So if you are working with outdoor architectural studio scene, if you want to create like this, so we have this template files. So generally we use this template. If you have any specific work, you can choose from this list. I'll go and create this new scene. All right. So now I will show you that we have this shape tab, okay, which provides you some 2D geometry. With the help of these 2D geometry, you can create any shape and convert it into 3D. So how you can create? First of all, I will choose line option and I will activate this viewport, top or front, any of this viewport. So I will maximize after that. Now you see that we have these two options. Initial type is corner and smooth, and the drag type we have this three option: corner, smooth, and bezier. So when you will be dragging, how the shape will form. So point to point corner will be created if you drag normally. If you want a smooth joining between two segments, then you can go for smooth. And if you choose bezier, so you can have corner, smooth, uh, whenever what you require as per your drag type changes, you can have it both within this single option. So let me show you how you can have it. So if I use snap and right click, if I use the grid points, if I take the help of grid points, so it will be like this from this point to this point. So you see that initial type is corner. So I have clicked on this point, and then if I click on this point again, then on this point, okay. And now if I go like this, after holding my click, if I go like this, so it will be into a smooth curve. Let's go for F front. Okay. Now again, let me go with the line. So line. Okay, so we will later fix this. We can fix it later. So now you see that if I go for this point and then I hold and drag, so as much as I'm dragging, it getting the curve, having the curvature, right? And then I have placed on this point. And now again, if I just normally drag it, so it will create like this. Okay. And now I hold the click and if I drag it, so it will be treated like this. Okay. And now I will close it. So when you meet the same point, it will ask you to close the spline and click on close. Click on yes. Okay, so that is a single object. Now we had this error, right? So select this spline and then go to modify option. And then you have this selection. Go to this selection and choose this vertex so that you can select this vertex and go for move. Okay. Then you can align it. Okay. You can align it till this. And now just move it up. Okay, so you are getting this straight line, right? After that, you see that this spline has this point as your pivot. So I have one modifier here that is lathe. I have one modifier that is lathe. So let me go for perspective view and I will select it. We'll select this, then go to modifier list, type LATHE lathe, apply the lathe modifier, and you need to change the axis position so that you can get the right value. Now you see that this, if you go to front view, but for this you need to work a bit so that the same point you get it. So this is a bit hectic. So if you want a better result, so for that you have this hierarchy, click on this effect pivot only, and you can click on center to object, and this is centered, and then you can place it to the snap point here. Okay, and then click on align it to world and come back here. Now if you go for the modifier lathe, and sorry for the problem, guys. My mouse is making so much disturbance. Okay, look, let's go for lathe. And now you see that it's giving you the accurate result. Okay, and if you want to change the segments accordingly, you can create. So don't give unnecessary segments. It can create problems as well. Okay, and what kind of output you need, that you can select accordingly, you will get it. Okay, so this is the result. Now suppose you think that you need to change, right? Suppose you think that you need to change the design. So for that, here within this lathe and line, you have to select this line. And what do you want to change? Do you want to change the segment or the vertex or the spline? So I need to change this segment position. So I will place it here. Or if you want to activate the snap, so then you can snap it here. Okay. And now you see that you are having it like this. But here also you need to change the pivot, right? You need to change the pivot. Make sure you are selecting this line. Or after that, you can't select this line. When you are going to this hierarchy, so you can't see the line right now. It will show you the whole object. Okay, so you can fix that also. You can fix that problem. So for that, let me switch into uh, front view if you want, and select it. Select it, go to this lathe, and we have this axis option. And here you can have it. So if you want to get the snap, so as we have taken the reference of grid points, so that is why we are getting the accuracy. Now let me go to this. Okay. Click on S for off your snap. And here at the Z, you can right click on it so that it will be placed. And here, what you can do, here we have this use pivot point center. This is right now selected. You can click at this point. So this will change, but if it is not providing you the desired result, so this is use selection center. So the pivot will be placed at the geometric center of this whole object. And then we have this option that is transform coordinate center. So this is placed at your UCS origin, your coordinate system origin. There it is placed. You see, there it is placed. Okay, so what do you need? You can go with this and go to the front view. You can change it to hierarchy at the pivot only. Then click on center to object, and with the help of snap, you can place it. You can place it at the bottom. Okay, and then click on, if you click on the center to object, so this is the point. So it is placed at the grid point. Now if you right click on it, so here you have this vertex. Let me uncheck this grid point option, and I think I can get this vertex. So here it is adopted. Now let me align it to world. And now let's go back to this, and here I will make it 0, 0, and 0. So it's placed properly right now. Okay, so this is how we do it. I hope you understand. You can create any
Yes,
kind
sir.
of shape. Thank you. You can create any kind of shape you want to create. We have some more feature in our shapes. So let me show you those things. Into any orthographic view, that can be front or left. Now let me go to this line here. If you hold shift, you can have a straight line. Okay, if you hold shift, you can have a straight line. Suppose you have pressed or hit the escape button, so you are not continuing with a continuous segment. So this is one uh, single object, and if you again start with this is another object. Okay, so later we can convert these two into a single object. So I will show you that. Right. So now what you have to do, you have to select any of this and right click on it, then convert it to editable spline. Okay, convert it to editable spline, and there you have this attach option. So if you want to attach another single object, only one option, so then go for attach. If you want to attach two or more than two, then go for attach multiple, so that you can attach two or more than two at a time. I'll go with this attach option and select it. So when I'm placing it, you see that the mouse pointer icon is changed, right? And click on it and it is a single object right now. Okay, now you can go for this vertex. You can select any one vertex, and after that you can apply fillet to it. So we have this option fillet, and here if you have any right set of value, you can just simply type it, or you can use this. Okay, right. So this way you can change. If you want to add chamfer, you can have it. Okay, so this way you can create your design more properly. Now suppose let me show you one more thing, that suppose if you have created a line, another line in this way, hold shift to have the straight line, and now you want to add this to be part of this complete line. So this is already a editable spline we have already converted. So go to this modify option, go to the attach and select it. Okay, but here we have the two vertex. So how we can make it one? So for that, select these two. Make sure you specify the vertex, then only you can select this, and there you have the weld option. Okay, so you have this weld option. So within how much distance it will be welded, you need to specify that. Okay. Right now it is a single. Okay. So you see now if you have created a uh, the point, these 2 points of the single line is not parallel, right? So here you can make it parallel with the help of this handle. Okay, and this handle also help you to have a curve. We can take the reference of this. If you want to position it, you can change the position. If you want to change this position, so mouse is not working correctly. As we have this move transform type in window, we also have for custom option, so that this currently this is highlighted. This X and Y is both X and Y both are highlighted right now. But what I can do is I can only highlight any particular axis. So for that we have this F6 for Y and F7 for Z. But I don't know, it's not working right now. Okay, no problem. Let's focus on other options. Okay. So here you can see that it's showing you the handle option. Okay. So with the handle options, you can add curve to it like this. If you want to add curves, you can have the curves. Okay. Now let me go to this rendering option, and here you are enabling the renderer option, and you have to enable in viewport, so that not only when you render but in this viewport also it will be visible. Let me go to the perspective, and here you can see that you are adding some thickness to it, either a radial thickness, or you can add rectangular thickness. So as because these are two object, so that's why you are having it like this. You have to weld it. Okay, so that should be welded. Go to the selection. You'll be welding it. Click on weld. Go to rendering. And enable in renderer, enable in viewport if you want rectangular, and then change the length. All right, so this way you can change this shape into 3D, okay, within this option. Okay, now we also have one option to extrude. Okay, so for that we need a closed loop. So let me just create a closed loop. Go to this line option from this point to this point. We create, and I will select it. I'll select this object as because that is converted into your editable poly. Then go to attach it. Then you can go for extrude. There is a extrude modifier, so you can extrude it. Okay, let me go to the perspective view, and you have this amount, and you can extrude it. Okay. And right now it is not being covered because of some issues may not be connected properly, so you have to weld it, so then you can have the proper option. You can add more segments to have proper curvature, but as you were defining here, for this shape you don't need that much segment. Okay, so later if you decide to change the shape, you can come back to line and you select the vertex, segment, or spline. Spline is about the total things. Okay, about the total things. It is spline, and segments are the these are the segments. Okay, so this is how we do it here. With the help of this, you can create some 3D objects. You can convert them into 3D with the help of this extrude and the lathe option. You can convert them into 3D. So I hope till this you have understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay.